Hey everybody, welcome back to Panzer's Garage. And this is part 2 update for my project R171 M113k swap, project name Schneider. Now on this part 2 of the video, I'm going to go over some key components that I've acquired for this project. I'll be sharing those with you along with some other treats. Now 2 months have passed, or give or take, and a lot has happened, as you can see here. Believe it or not, there was a lot more clutter here, and I organized quite a bit, a lot more, giving me a lot of room to work and pretty much plan everything out for this project. But I would have not have this much room available if it wasn't for the sponsor of today's video. And that sponsor is Flexi Mounts. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and here is another update of my clutter. Believe it or not, this is all from one vehicle, and my organizational skills have gone to crap, mainly for a lot of in and out jobs that I've been doing, and I need a lot more storage capacity. Luckily, Flexi Mounts, which are right here. All right, everything looks nicely packaged. Very nice finish. Ooh, I'm gonna need that installation template. Gotta make sure your mounting points are good. Now, of course, everything out of the box, this is exactly what I got. Obviously, standard tools, some drills just to pre-drill. These are the bolts that pretty much will anchor to the studs. All right, now I got half of the Flexi mount already installed on my garage, and I did it with just half the section installed for the main reason I needed a bumper storage. If it wasn't for Flexi mounts on this project, I would have a lot more clutter build up. And luckily I was able to store everything nicely and create a little bit more space and get that annoying front bumper out of the way. But let's focus on now the key to the project. Now I have mostly everything here on the table as well as in the background. And the heart of the project is the motor. I have acquired an M113k motor. Pretty good condition. Right now I'm in the process of inspecting the components, pretty much dialing in what needs to be replaced. This is going to be my dummy motor. This motor itself is just going to be something to run off of until I acquire another motor and fully build that motor for what's to come in the future. I do want to drive this car in between, so that's why this motor was acquired really cheap. Mileage was pretty good. It was around 98k miles. Overall, the motor itself was in relatively good shape. Some accessories do need to be refreshed or replaced, which I don't have a problem doing. Pretty much gather all the components here, a lot of old and new. I got the compressor right over there, as well as a new oil pan itself. I'll explain that later. But I'm just kind of gathering parts because a lot of parts are getting harder to find and a lot of them are beat up. So I'm trying to safeguard my project for future runs. And I'm just acquiring what I feel like I need to acquire before I start tackling the engine refresh. And of course, with the engine refresh, you can go away with the 7-speed. Now this 7-speed is the original. It's the 7229.07 transmission, one of the early generations for the 7-speed that was equipped on this 2005 SLK55 AMG. This one is the original one that came off my car. This will be going to Southern Hot Rod, and I'm working on sending this out there so they can do an entire refresh plus upgraded clutches, upgraded internal components, all the seals and valve bodies recleaned, new solenoids, and of course a nice cleaning of the casing, which their services do provide. Now this transmission has seen many years, and I want it to last many more years after it being mated with this M113k motor, which has more torque and horsepower than the stock motor that this vehicle came with originally. Now, of course, with any supercharger, and cooling is important. As you can see, my cooling layout here is on the table. I have a nice 5-gallon supercharger reservoir tank that's going to be going in the trunk, fully aluminum, and I'm going to have and fitting attached to the back end. This is going to be a nice addition for the cooling capacity. A little bit overkill, but there's no such thing as overkill when you're running a supercharger that generates a lot of heat. And of course, I already got my ECU from Mercedes Swap Shop. Had this coated and tuned so that engine can mate and function with that 7-speed. The M113k originally came with a 5-speed. Very durable transmission, but very troublesome when it comes to you wanting to shift between gears. The 7-speed will accommodate that difference. Now, I was on the fence between heat exchangers. There is not much space, even more so, to accommodate a heat exchanger, and a very good sized one for the matter. So I went with an interchiller. And of course, I went with Force Induction's interchiller system. Not a cheap part, but this will pretty much get rid of all of my heat soak issues that I had in the past with my E55, another project that I had before. And I had multiple stacked exchangers in the front. Texas, the heat is unbearable, even more so in other states, but dry heat with high elevation, heat soak was pretty much natural thing. So this is going to definitely accommodate that, or pretty much combat any type of heat soaking. That's going to be a fun thing to incorporate in this project. So no heat exchanger whatsoever. And here is my supercharger pump, or auxiliary pump. It's definitely not factory. This behemoth is a Jabsco 29 GPM. I've had this on my E55. It was phenomenal, very quiet and interchangeable. Everything is, as far as high grade steel, from the casing to the impeller, nothing plastic on this component, and interchangeable. So I can rebuild this if, you know, nothing would really happen, but if I ever need to, I can rebuild it, new seals, new impeller fin, and a new motor. So this is rebuildable. So that's awesome. It's going to be needed since I'm going to be running the full length of everything, as far as from the trunk tank, pushing fluid to the front, to the interchiller, to the supercharger, and back. So this will accommodate that nicely. And of course, I've already shared this part of the project. This is a Walbro 450 pump. Made it into a OEM casing. Now, this is definitely not the outlet I am going to use. I just had this temporary just as a mock-up. Pretty much got this off a W212 fuel filter assembly. And I took this hosing because it pretty much fit on both ends, from the OEM side to the aftermarket side. But I'm going to make a new one where it doesn't have so many kinks and it's just a straight flow to the filter. Nothing's cheap on this motor itself, even if it being this old. Pretty much the entire accessory side is a little over $1,000, or actually 1.5K for the accessories brand new. Those accessories I can use, but I don't really like using older parts, especially some that I don't know the condition or age, but I'm going to keep in some as spares and probably just getting rid of a few. And this comes into the climax of the video, or the end of my video, are these MBNT wheels, customly made for me. And I just wanted to share these with you. These are OEM faces with a bit of a modern touch. They're more flat on the wall. They don't curve in like the stock ones do. And these are 19s, 8.5 by 9.5 for front and rear staggered fitment. The front themselves, which are the 8.5s, weigh about 24 pounds for the front for each wheel. Way lighter than the OEM ones that came, and those are 18 inches, by the way. For the rears, which are 9.5s by 19s, they weigh 26 pounds per wheel. A lot lighter, a lot nicer, and two-piece. This is a matte finish with a gloss barrel. Gold hardware, of course. And of course, that is not, how do you say, it's not a sticker, but it's gold. You see that? You can see, look at that. It looks better in person. They went out full throttle on this one. But that gold leafing on there, it's not gold leafing, but it looks like gold leaf. It's phenomenal. It looks amazing in the daylight. But these are my new sets that were sent to me by MBNT. You can reach out to them if you want to acquire a set. They have another OEM face set that they have created. Amazing. Plenty of color options, hardware options, and you can critique it. So that's something you could think about if you want to acquire.
Now this project is moving forward really well. I already got the EIS back installed, got the ECU, got everything I need just to drop in the motor, but it's going to take me some time. But I just wanted to share those key components with you in case any of you are trying to do this. I know some of you that are following me are doing an R171 M113k swap. And if you need any questions, if you have any questions or anything like that, or these components, I'll put everything in the description below to help you guys out. Again, I'm not trying to gatekeep anything. I'll share everything that just to make you succeed in this project or make it easier. Luckily with me, I have plenty of help to kind of guide me on the right path. And a lot of my previous knowledge and experience, I was able to incorporate on this project from the E55 and learn from its downsets. This is going to be an awesome daily driver, a very reliable, powerful, but I'm going to make this one wicked street car, one wicked daily driver, and it's going to be my personal touch. It's definitely going to be a one-on-one type of project.
Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next part video. It'll be posted probably in a month or so. Thank you guys.